Hey everybody, I went shopping yesterday and I saw the cupboards and what people were buying and what was bare in the cupboard was very interesting. But that's a critical element to my overall theme. My theme today is we cannot control the virus. The only thing we can control is the host, us. There are three things, and you'll see how shopping comes into this. There are three things that we can do. We can get tested. You know, as more and more tests come, now I hear they're going to have a 15-minute test. We're also going to have an antibody test. You can keep the social distance that we're doing now. And the third thing is we can keep the host and our immune system as strong as we can. One of the best ways to do that is a good choice in food. Now, I went to Whole Foods, which is supposedly a better choice of food. You can get whatever you want. And I can tell you that there were meats, there were organic meats, there was organic chicken, there were still fruits and vegetables and greens. There was no toilet paper. Okay, I'm not sure how much people chew on toilet paper if they're doing whatever with the toilet paper. But all the processed food, all the packaged food that they have, that they store, not everything there is organic, was gone. Nothing. It was bare. Gone. And now, mind you, in the stores now, they don't have, like I like a trail mix and nuts, and when I go shopping or my wife goes shopping, she likes to have it come down and pick what we like. You can't do that anymore because they don't want anybody to touch it. More than understandable. However, everybody is opposed to looking for good quality fruits, vegetables, maybe even a rice if that's so much that you wanted to have. Everybody's gone for the packaged food. So that's something that everybody needs to stop. Let's game plan. Let's talk about what we need to choose to eat. And as I told you guys yesterday, I got a great response. Ask questions. Make a comment. Give me a shout out where you are. Tell me what you bought in the store. Let me know a couple of things. Let me hear something that you said I'm really proud of, eggs, let's say, or something, well, Dr. Rob, I probably shouldn't have ordered that. Let's hear it. Let's talk about it. Let's get it out, because the whole point of these Facebooks at 1 o'clock every weekday, Eastern time, is edification. Just want to remind everybody, it skipped it at the top, Creator Chiropractic Clinic, great bunch of guys, Dr. Michael Powell, Dr. Mike Warren, and all their patients that are watching. I just want to say hi. Thanks for tuning in. Again, we're growing our group. We're growing our cadre. Please let me know. Shout it out.
Coffee.
Huh?
Creator Chiropractic buying coffee.
Creator Chiropractic is buying coffee. I know that's organic coffee, my friend, without question. And you know what? That's a great starting point. Yes, why not buy coffee? But organic coffee, of course, for sure. Coffee is a great beverage. It keeps you warm for the virus. I drink 2 to 3 cups of organic coffee per day. And I think those are American cups, so they look like a little bit more like a mug. It's not the dainty little cup that when you go to the UK they get. It's a mug. And I'm a big proponent of organic coffee. I think coffee is really healthy. I would strongly suggest, since it has a half-life of 8 hours, maybe not drinking it after 3 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Somebody who I live with found out no coffee after 3 o'clock keeps them up too late. Many people find that. But the half-life's about 8 hours. So coffee's a great starting point. So liquids that you would want to buy. Clearly, coffee's good.
Alcohol.
I didn't hear that. Somebody said alcohol. Were you kidding? I know it's essential. But I see. No booze. You know, I'm not a booze drinker. So if that's what you guys want, well, so be it. I'm sure 1 is good, 2 is the limit, and after that, give me a buzz, because you'll like all my jokes better. Water. Things of that nature. We talked about the electrolytes and how we could get it. Anybody else want to tell me what they're purchasing?
Eggs, cauliflower pie crust, green tea.
Okay, hold on. Green tea, great choice. Teas are my admission inadvertently. Teas are fantastic. Green tea, black tea, and as such, high in antioxidants, make it warm, great for things now. Excellent, excellent choice. Teas, coffee, what else?
Trill says lots of veggies, good strong green juice for the whole family.
Okay, I love it. Green juice. Make sure the juice they haven't added any fructose in it. Greens. You had some other things that you mentioned before that you rolled after the green tea.
Cauliflower pie crust.
Cauliflower pie crust. Okay, let's talk about pizza. One of America's favorite foods, pizza. And if you want, at some point, you may be able to twist my arm, and we'll see if we can give a pizza recipe that's coming out of my book, and maybe we'll put it on Facebook Live. So cauliflower crust, yes, great choice. Put it in. You can use your vegan cheese, which now tastes good. Add some protein to it in vegetables. Add your greens, add your onions, add your garlic, add your leeks, and put a little egg. You have your egg whites, maybe one egg with the yolk, your eggs on top, and you've got a great, healthy meal. It's party time in the house. So the cauliflower is a great choice. What other?
Jennifer Uzo, 5-carb mission wraps.
5-carb mission wraps. I'm not sure what that is.
Tortilla wraps.
Oh, tortilla wraps. Great choice. And I'm sure that they would be gluten-free. When you said carb, there were non-carbs. But in the future, you'll take care of that. So you get your gluten-free, maybe made out of almond flour, oat flour, stuff of that nature. You fill it in. It's a great choice versus the typical sandwich, which has all those gluten breads and everything. We pack in a lot of junk. Pack in your vegetables. Pack in a little protein. Pack in some sauce. Now's your time to eat better. Now's your time to get healthy. What else do we have?
5-carb tomato wraps. That's what Jennifer said.
Okay, 5-carb tomato wraps. You know I'm anti-gluten, so see if you can get some gluten-free. Do we have any others?
Creator chiropractic, Dr. Rob walking the walk.
Dr. Rob walking. Yeah, it's funny. I appreciate the shout out. I try and walk the walk, and I think that when we look to people, and I'm not speaking for myself in general, I think we should always look to people who walk the walk. I mean, I can classically remember myself going to my primary care physician when I was a kid with my mom, and it was very clear that he had just ate French fries because the ketchup stain was on his shirt, and he was smoking a cigarette. And his famous line to me was, "Do as I say, not as I do." No, do as I do is what I believe. My dad told me that one once too, but that's for another story. What else do we have? We're good? Okay, so again, fill your cupboards with good stuff. I mean, the only thing you really can't get is the toilet paper, because everybody's on the toilet paper. But I think they've calmed down. So watch the processed food. Remember, as I say it all the time, if Jack Lane said it, if man makes it, I just won't eat it. So let's avoid it. Let's look at the foods that don't have a lot of labels. Let's not look at the food that have a long laundry list of ingredients. So that's number one. Good food choices, good way to prepare them. No frying, steam it. Rice cookers, George Foreman grill, ironclad cast frying pans. A little ghee instead of butter, ghee or clarified butter, non-dairy because it got rid of the dairy particles because it's been burned a little bit. Good choices. The oils that you pick, your olive oil, your macadamia nut. No canola oil. No canola oil. There's no vegetable oils. There's no such thing. There is none. So no vegetable oils. Use the oils that we mentioned. If you don't have any more shout outs on what they eat, I'm going to get to part B over here about the host. The Washington Post has probably the best article that I've read on coronavirus. It was on March 23rd. It is a very flowing, almost scholarly approach to how it is and what coronavirus is. The title of it is, "The Coronavirus Isn't Alive, and That's Why It's So Hard to Kill." In reference to viruses, remember, they're not truly alive. They need a host. So it made a great point. It explained how it damages us. It explained how it's so deleterious to our overall health. It explained the 3 spike proteins and why it was so much more than some of the other viruses and flus that we've had before. But the overriding theme is that a virus replicates really quick. It wants to enter us. But more so than that, the virus really doesn't want us to die because it's got no place to lie dormant. It's got no place to replicate. It's got no place to go and infect somebody else. So this one, even though it's so damaging, ultimately they believe that it may mutate not to be as damaging as the virus is now. So if you really want a nice little edification on a virus and why it's so hard to kill, the Washington Post, March 23rd, 2020. I see you raising your hand.
Creator chiropractic, avocado oil.
Avocado oil, love it. Love avocados. By the way, so everybody knows, avocados are fruit. So I'm a big believer in what we call three fatty fruits: avocado, coconut, and olives. All fruits, use any one of those 3. Great choice. Once again, Washington Post, March 23rd, 2020. So a lot of people were asking me some questions about some of the supplements. And why they're so important, and how they work with this eye of the storm, which is your cytokine storm, and everything like that. So a few of them here I wanted to go over. This just came out the other day. New York hospitals, one in Long Island, was utilizing vitamin C. So with the increased amount of COVID-19 intensive care patients, they were immediately receiving 1,500 milligrams of vitamin C intravenously, and they were re-administered the exact amounts 3 to 4 times per day, which is even more than I said yesterday. An intravenous gets into you real quick. Obviously, people at home can't have the intravenous. They can only take the oral. The doctor said the patients who received vitamin C did significantly better than those who did not get vitamin C. It helps a tremendous amount, but is not highlighted because it is not a sexy drug. That's right from the frontline guy. So everybody take your gram of vitamin C that I recommended yesterday every 2 to 4 hours. It will, without question, build your immune system. Now, it's not the only thing. We've talked about this before, but since we're on the topic, L-glutathione, liposomal glutathione, master antioxidant, another great choice. Turmeric or curcumin. Curcumin, without question, has seen to quench and knock down the cytokine storm. Lots of literature on it. Now, a lot of these curcumins, which is the main active ingredient in turmeric, are not that bioavailable or bioabsorbable in the gut. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that that form or that company has it from what we call free curcumoids. That's another great choice. In addition to that, I've got a study here on vitamin D. This was in Nutrients in 2015. So many people have asked me about vitamin D, and we always talk about it every day. About 5,000 IUs minimum with K2 should be the proper amount. So this is obviously written by a British writer, because he used the term wireless. Wireless influenza infection increased the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines and chemokines. Treatment with vitamin D, either before or after influenza infection, decreased the gene expression of a multitude of cytokines. So without question, vitamin D is a great choice. Vitamin C, vitamin D, curcumin, to knock down the cytokine storm. Sounds like you got another question.
Actually, Jennifer Uzo asks, when's your next book coming out? How do I get an autographed copy? And she also said that she bought a few of your first book and have them out as gifts. Very informative and well written.
Well, thank you very much. That was very sweet. My new book should be out somewhere between August and October of 2020.
Jennifer wrote that.
Right. I appreciate that. So August to October 2020. We were speaking to the editor yesterday. There is some re-editing being done in the book. It's very simple. We have to put viruses in. Hold on. We have to put I can't handle too much. Everybody thinks I can multitask. I can't. So we're going to put some viruses in. We're going to put some interesting things like the gut to lung, and really expand about the conversation about the immune system. Thank you for the Inside Out Health plug, and I appreciate that. I know you had some more.
Trill wants to know, can you write the name of them here? I don't know what she's referring to.
Trill, let us know. Write the name of what? The recommendations to knock down that cytokine storm, or recommendations to boost your immune system. Let us know. Put it in a comment, and we'll take care of that. We'll give you a link, and we'll write it down for you. Who else?
No more questions.
Okay. So a couple of more things about controlling the host. Looking at the cupboard is really important, like we said. Your cupboard. So take a look. Make sure you have good food stacked. We should be shopping every 1 to 2 days. By the way, as I talked about yesterday and I got some feedback, don't be afraid, don't be embarrassed to wear the mask. It's okay. You're protecting yourself from touching the face once again. You're protecting yourself, God forbid, if you have it and you're asymptomatic, from somebody else. And it's still a barrier. I'm all about barriers. And this is the barrier that we have to worry about. Interestingly enough, another study just came out in JAMA, and it said, it's a very well-received periodical, that 1/3 of the people tested in a sample size of 38, but that's a big sample size for what we're doing with COVID-19 now with symptomology. 1/3 of them had eye issues, ocular abnormalities. And I think out of the 12 out of 38 that made about the third, 11 out of the 12 had moderate to severe complications and moderate to severe symptomology. Only one really didn't. And they are finding it in the tears. So the tears or the eye secretions may be a mode of transport for the virus. Virus is interesting. It can transport through a whole multitude of pathways. We know through the sputum, maybe now the tears, clearly hand contact. Fecal matter is another place that we've seen it also shown. They just did another study yesterday on the sewage, and they found that the virus was in the sewage of people who said they had tested negative. So viruses lie in our gut, again, our barrier. They're supposed to be inside our intestinal tract and not supposed to be expressed outside. Did you have another question?
Trill, the things to boost your immune system.
Oh, sure. So I'll give you a list of things to boost your immune system. I'll give you a list, I'll give you a link, but I'll mention them now. For me, if I was going to boost my immune system now, understand something right now. A lot of the things that I'm picking are things that you can get. Many of the companies are just totally sold out. So, of course, I would say mushrooms, all these energetic mushrooms, the immune boosting mushrooms like Ganoderma, tiger's tail, shiitake, and the such. The problem is, I don't know very many companies that still have them in stock. Everybody's trying to restock. It was a mad rush for it. Vitamin D is another one that I would recommend. I'm not so sure everybody can get some vitamin D. You can get some vitamin C, so I'm going to put vitamin C down on the list. Please make note of what I'm saying. Pro-resolving mediators are also a great choice. Omega-3 fatty acids. I'm also going to make a recommendation for something with curcumin in it and some probiotics. So a good probiotic would be what I call the Spore Probio. That Spore Probio has got Bacillus subtilis, a great probiotic that's very potent to build immune enhancing properties. It also has an excellent prebiotic XOS, which will feed the probiotic, and it has something called the bacteriophage, which kills what we call the bad bacteria. It's sort of like a sniper. So those would be the 5, and I'll list those. I'll put up a link, and you can go get them, and I'll deliver it to your door. Now remember, when they deliver it to your door, don't go pick it up with bare hands. Let it stay outside for a little while. Wear some gloves. Maybe even pick it up the next day, but they have next day service and everything of that nature. Do you have any other questions? Well, guys, it's been great. Normally we get a little bit more engagement. Always looking for the question and answer, looking for the shout outs, looking for something that you could let me know what you're doing. Feel free to comment later when you see this on Memorex, if you will. Every weekday, 1 o'clock, we're on. Tomorrow we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a great surprise topic. So if we don't have any more feedback at this point, I'm going to sign off. Yes?
Dr. Power says get out in the sun to convert vitamin D.
Get into the sun? I would love to. I'm looking outside, Mike. I'm looking at it right now. It's sort of sunny, but it's so windy. The hair would be all over the place, the shirt. It's a little too windy. We're hoping tomorrow's a better day, and we'll go outside and try and get a little vitamin D.
Jennifer says gloves with all mail deliveries, then wash hands. Keep shoes outside door at home.
Yes, keep the shoes outside, because the shoes can also carry, not a high probability, but can carry the viruses. Everything outside, as we say, Asian household, don't walk inside with the shoes. We should know that all. It can be in our clothes. So after we go to Whole Food, we talked about that yesterday, take the clothes off, go launder them and everything like that. We don't know where the viruses lie dormant. Again, viruses are dormant. They want to be activated. We want to inactivate them.
Trill is actually in Denmark.
Denmark, how are you? So it's Denmark, I'm going to guess, I think it's 6 hours ahead of us. Is that correct, Trill?
Virus stays on Seoul's 5 days.
Virus stays on Seoul's 5 days. Wow.
5 days.
5 days, wow. And that wasn't the fillet of sole, that was the soles of the shoes.
Yeah. Alan, are gardens spreading spores with blowers?
That's a really interesting question. So, we've talked about the airborne virus now. So, is it 6 feet, the person right over here and we walk, or are they coming this way and they're talking and they have a little sputum coming out and it's downwind and into our face? Is it really 6 feet? That's actually why they talk about 6 feet, because in that scenario that I just gave you, in downwind, that's when you can get it. Truly, if they're right here, it's not as easy because the sputum's going. Now, you talked about the air blower. Point it away from you, and you'll be better off. The leaf blower. And I didn't know that you did that. So when you're done, if you want, you can come out and get the leaves where we are. The guy next door is doing the leaves like all day, every day. I'm getting a nod. Do you have any more?
Jennifer suggests you spray shoes with Lysol.
Yeah, great. Spray the shoes with Lysol. The disinfectants are a great choice. We have to disinfect. Nothing's better than soap. I'm not saying use soap to clean the bottom of your shoes. Disinfectants are a great choice. 60 to 80% alcohol, 75 is the sweet spot. And of course, wash your hands. The soap, chemically breaks up the lipid bilayer. Remember, viruses are made of RNA, protein, and fat. Their weakest chain is their fat. The soap is a fat that takes the place and opens it. And when it opens it and breaks it apart, it inactivates it. We're good? Well, guys, see you tomorrow, 1 o'clock. If you have any requests for things to talk, put them in the comment section. It's been my pleasure. Dr. Rob, always yours in health.